The courtroom was filled with tension as Pam Bondi and Judge Prescott faced off. Everyone's eyes were on this dramatic confrontation, eagerly awaiting the outcome. This time, the dispute was not about a personal symbol, but about the legal legitimacy and manipulation of justice. It all began when Bondi implied that some court cases were being steered for political gain. Judge Prescott saw this as disrespectful and imposed a $50,000 fine on her. However, Bondi did not back down. She argued against the decision, citing constitutional law and the rule of law. With a stern voice, she responded to Prescott, Pam Bondi, if courts are truly the administrators of justice, they should not bow to political pressure. I am merely a member. Judge Prescott, your words undermine the court's integrity. A system without discipline leads to chaos. Pam Bondi, but you are saying that the basic application of the law to me is non-existent. Criticizing the judiciary is not a crime. It is the foundation of democracy. Bondi proved that the penalty imposed on her was illegal, citing Reeves' constitutional and Supreme Court decisions. As lawyers and journalists in the courtroom awaited the outcome, Prescott was cornered. Under public pressure and Bondi's strong defense, he was forced to revoke the penalty. This event resonated not only in the courtroom, but throughout the country. Pam Bondi saw this victory not just as a personal triumph, but as a turning point in protecting the legal system. Pam Bondi began her career as a lawyer committed to defending justice and upholding the rule of law. However, over time, political pressures and manipulations made her path increasingly challenging. Bondi refused to accept this situation and continued to defend justice at every opportunity. Judge Prescott, on the other hand, was initially known for being fair and just. However, over the years, political pressures and internal conflicts changed him. He began making decisions to protect political interests rather than upholding justice. The conflict between these two individuals represented the struggle between defending justice and managing political pressures. When Bondi began questioning Prescott's decisions, all eyes turned to the outcome of this conflict. Bondi was trying to prove that a political figure was guilty in a case. However, Prescott began steering the case under political pressure. Bondi refused to accept this and reopened the case to prove the guilt. Prescott, annoyed by Bondi's actions, began publicly humiliating her in the courtroom. Bondi chose to resist these humiliations and continued to defend justice. This created significant tension in the courtroom. When Bondi began questioning Prescott's decisions made under political pressure, all eyes turned to the outcome of this conflict. Bondi was determined to do everything in her power to defend justice. Bondi developed a strategy to uncover the truth behind Prescott's political pressures. She gathered information from secret sources and exposed Prescott's secret deals with political figures. During this process, Bondi herself faced significant dangers. One night, a mysterious envelope was left at Bondi's house. Inside were the evidence of Prescott's secret deals with political figures. Bondi immediately took action to present this evidence in court. However, Prescott's men were following her. With the help of a friend, Bondi managed to escape and hid the evidence in a safe place. However, Prescott's men were doing everything they could to find Bondi. Bondi was going through one of the toughest times of her life. As Bondi prepared to present the evidence in court, she was captured by Prescott's men. She was imprisoned and tortured. However, Bondi's resistance and faith remained unbroken. With the help of a friend, she escaped and once again set out to present the evidence in court. In the courtroom, as Bondi presented the evidence, Prescott's face paled. Everyone saw the reality of Prescott's political pressures. Bondi had done everything to defend justice and had achieved victory this time. However, Prescott's men had not forgiven Bondi. She survived an assassination attempt and was taken to the hospital in critical condition. During this time, Bondi's life was in great danger. While Bondi was in the hospital, her friends and family visited her. Everyone admired Bondi's courage and resistance. Bondi had done everything to defend justice and had achieved victory this time. However, Prescott's men had not forgiven Bondi. She survived an assassination attempt and was taken to the hospital in critical condition. During this time, Bondi's life was in great danger. While Bondi was in the hospital, her friends and family visited her. Everyone admired Bondi's courage and resistance. Bondi had done everything to defend justice and had achieved victory this time. After being discharged from the hospital, Bondi once again set out to defend justice. However, Prescott's political pressures continued. Bondi continued to do everything in her power to defend justice, but this time she failed. Prescott's men captured Bondi again, and this time they did not let her escape. Bondi died in a cell, and her struggle to defend justice came to an end. Bondi's death resonated throughout the country. However, Prescott's political pressures continued to threaten the legal system. Bondi had done everything in her power to defend justice, but this time she failed. This story tells of the struggle between defending justice and managing political pressures. Bondi's victory is seen as a turning point in protecting the legal system. However, Prescott's political pressures continue to threaten the legal system. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like the video for more engaging stories. With your support, we can share more compelling stories. Pam Bondi grew up in a small town where her family instilled the values of justice and integrity in her from an early age. Her father was a police officer, and her mother was a teacher. Bondi learned the importance of defending justice from a young age. In high school, Bondi was the president of the debate club. She frequently participated in debates on justice and human rights. When she went to college, she enrolled in law school and began fighting for the protection of justice. Judge Prescott came from a wealthy family. His father was a businessman, and his mother was a lawyer. Prescott received the best education and was under great pressure to succeed. He studied law in college and began working as a lawyer after graduation. Over time, he built relationships with political circles and took steps to become a judge. However, political pressures and manipulations changed him. During her struggle to defend justice, Bondi received great support from her friends and family. Her closest friend, Sarah, always stood by her side. Sarah was a journalist who supported Bondi's struggle and tried to publish her story at every opportunity. Bondi's family also supported her struggle. Her father shared his police experiences to help Bondi, while her mother provided emotional support. Prescott faced internal conflicts while making decisions under political pressure. Sometimes he wanted to defend justice, but political interests prevented him from doing so. He spent many sleepless nights and felt remorse for his decisions. Prescott's wife noticed his internal struggles. She constantly told him that he should defend justice, but Prescott was trapped under political pressures. After being discharged from the hospital, Bondi decided to make one final move to defend justice. She gathered more evidence from secret sources and developed a plan to expose Prescott's political pressures. Bondi held a press conference and exposed Prescott's political pressures. Everyone admired Bondi's courage and resistance. However, Prescott's men captured Bondi again. Bondi died in a cell, and her struggle to defend justice came to an end. After her death, Bondi's struggle resonated throughout the country. Everyone remembered Bondi's struggle to defend justice. Bondi's death led to the exposure of Prescott's political pressures. Prescott was forced to resign, and a new era of defending justice began. Bondi's struggle became a symbol of defending justice. Everyone admired Bondi's courage and resistance. Bondi's struggle is seen as a turning point in protecting the legal system. This story tells of a struggle between defending justice and managing political pressures. Bondi's victory is seen as a turning point in protecting the legal system. However, Prescott's political pressures continue to threaten the legal system. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like the video for more engaging stories. With your support, we can share more compelling stories. After Bondi's death, a new movement to defend justice began. Bondi's friends and supporters came together to continue her struggle. Sarah continued to publish Bondi's story and organize campaigns to protect justice, but a new judge was appointed and began working to uphold the rule of law. Inspired by Bondi's struggle, the judge fought against political pressures. After resigning, Prescott distanced himself from political circles. However, he lived with a sense of guilt for his past mistakes. Over time, Prescott's health deteriorated, and he died alone. Prescott's death marked the end of political pressures. Now, the rule of law was upheld, and the legal system was being rebuilt stronger than ever. Bondi's struggle inspired future generations. Young people began pursuing education to defend justice and took steps to work in the legal system. Bondi's story began to be taught in schools and universities. The legal system, inspired by Bondi's struggle, became more just and transparent. Now, there was no room for political pressures. Bondi's memory was honored throughout the country. Monuments were erected, and parks and schools were named after her. Bondi's struggle became a symbol of defending justice. Every year, memorial ceremonies were held on the anniversary of Bondi's death. Everyone admired Bondi's courage and resistance. This story tells of the struggle between defending justice and managing political pressures. Bondi's victory is seen as a turning point in protecting the legal system. Bondi's struggle inspired future generations and marked the beginning of a new era of upholding the rule of law. Bondi's memory is honored throughout the country, and her struggle has become a symbol of defending justice. Now, there is no room for political pressures. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like the video for more engaging stories. With your support, we can share more compelling stories.